The City of Boynton Beach will now begin their City Commissioners meeting today, Tuesday, March 5th, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. Do we have Michael Simon here? No? So everyone please rise for an invocation led by me. Dear Lord, we thank you for bringing us here this evening. As we enter the month of March, we understand that a lot is going on with our city, and please guide our decisions tonight so that they are the best for the City of Boynton Beach, its residents, and its businesses. And in the Lord's name we say, Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Stephen Grant.
Here.
Vice Mayor Christina Ramos.
Absent.
Commissioner McIntyre.
Here.
Commissioner Justin Cass.
Here.
Amy Kelly. is absent. We have a quorum.
Amy Kelly, I believe, is in Tallahassee for Palm Beach County Days. Any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Seeing none, agenda is approved. Moving on for informational items by members of the City Commission. Commissioner Katz, would you like to begin?
Nothing to disclose.
Commissioner McCray.
No disclosure, no information items either.
Okay. I always have things that I've done this past 2 weeks. I attended the Race to Equity Summit sponsored by the Palm Beach County My Brother's Keeper. It was very informative to hear Jane Elliott, the creator of the Brown Eye, Blue Eye experiment. On the 21st, I attend the Transportation Planning Agency's meeting, and I'm pleased to say that we have funded PalmTran's updated payment system, so you will soon be able to use a credit card to use the bus and not have to worry about getting a credit for future bus passes. In addition, I attended a Vita Nova event. They do a wonderful job helping keep homeless teens off the streets. On the 23rd, I went to our Bark Fest over at Joseph Crowder Park. Daphne, my new dog, and George did not win any prizes, but I heard we did have some winners, and hopefully they were posted on social media. In addition, I attended the Law Day over at the courthouse, and I was pleased to see our Officer Shock and K9 Euro there, and I was able to take a couple pictures and video that was posted on social media. Further, I attended a Bless a Badge event. I learned a little bit more about Sergeant John Farmer that passed away in Syria. I met with his father. So he was born in Bethesda Hospital, and he will be missed. And that evening, I attended the Mayor's Ball to help support the Homeless Coalition's mission to end homelessness. On the February 24th, I attended the Commander's Breakfast over at American Legion 164. I conducted the Gold Coast Band. I believe we have one event left of the season and calling for next year. I saw the light show over at the water tower. Can we try to coordinate something with some music next time?
We don't have speakers, but absolutely.
Well, with the band.
We can do the band.
Yeah. So I think that'd be very exciting to see. And then I attended International Mother Languages Book Fair at our Boynton Beach Community High School. On the 25th, I attended the Safe Street Summit down in Miami and got to learn about the equity that we have with our transportation and roads from Secretary Fox, the former Transportation Secretary. On February 26th, I had a meeting with Hack Lab. I attended the retirement of Chief Harris and spoke over at Imagine Chancellor. On February 27th, I was with the League of Cities over in Atlantis, where they were speaking about the 2020 census and how important it is. I think they said it's up to $1,400 a person the city gets for every person counted from federal money. In addition, I attended Healthier Boynton Beach's Caregiver 911 over at the Carolyn Sims Center and attended the mandatory HUD training. On February 28th, I attended Aid to Victims of Domestic Violence Heart of Women luncheon and also attended the Palm Trans Service Board. On March 1st, I was the MC for Point Sienna's talent show, where I just found out they raised over $4,000 to get a new bulb for the only planetarium in a school that is in Palm Beach County. On March 2nd, I attended the Yoga in the Park from the Boynton Beach Mental Health Committee, attended the Tennis Festival over at our barrier-free park and tennis center, went to the Palm Beach County Association of the Deaf to talk to them how we can work together with our deaf community, and then attended the Gascoff Clergy Foundation's event that supports our sister cities medical clinic, Clinic Fon Fred. And our Boynton Beach sister cities received an award for the communications that we have with our sister city in Lakai, Haiti. On March 3rd, I attended the Midnight Sun Festival over in Lake Worth and saw the wife carrying contest. And today I attended the Hispanic Bar Association's board meeting and met with representatives from U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the Americans for Immigrant Justice. And I just found out that there is going to be an extension of the TPS because of the federal lawsuits filed to January of 2020. So that means anybody from, I believe, Haiti, Nicaragua, or El Salvador, you do not need to file an extension or pay anybody because of the federal lawsuit over in California. Vice Mayor, do you have any information to disclose?
Nope, not today. Thank you.
All right. Is there any further information, or we're moving on to announcements? Moving on to announcements. Our first is by Susan Gill of Forest Park Elementary concerning this year's performance of Aladdin.
Hi. I'd like to introduce some students tonight from my wonderful school at Forest Park Elementary. I want to say just a couple of things before we get started, and we'll be brief. But we wanted to come tonight to really share with you how important we feel that it is to communicate with the community about the great things that are going on at our public school, Forest Park Elementary, right here at Woolbright. Yes, you can clap. That's great. In fact, I feel very underdressed, but I just came from rehearsal. And today was Red for Ed Day. In other words, Red for Public Education. And I was going to mention that, and then I saw that I didn't really need to because our bargaining unit president is here, and I know that you probably have heard a lot about that. But we are very, very proud of our public education system, and I wanted to share that 3 years ago, I got a little email in my box. Now, I want to tell you that I've been teaching in the Palm Beach County school system. You're going to all start going, how old is she? For 45 years. Yes. Only Palm Beach County because I love it here. It's been wonderful for me. I've been in many schools. I've been at the district. And now I'm thrilled to death to be at my elementary school. A couple of years ago, I received an email, all the teachers did, of Title I schools, and it said that the Krause Center was interested in sharing some grant money called for a grant they had gotten called Disney Musicals in Schools. So I went to my principal and I said, let's just try this. So 24 schools came forward and wrote the grant, and out of that, 6 schools qualified, and then they reduced it to 4 schools. And guess what? We were one of those 4 schools. So last year, we were able to put on The Lion King. And I'm the director, so because by sort of default, I became the director, and I lost my train of thought. Oh, so last year we did The Lion King, and then this year, this is a 3-year grant. This year we were able to choose another one, and so we decided to do Aladdin. So I have brought to you 4 wonderful performers. Now, I want to tell you that the reason that we got our grant is because I put that little thing in there that said, our students have not had music lessons. They haven't had any of those kinds of things, performing lessons or whatever. But they have every bit of that creativity. And so you're going to see here with one sampling of what we brought to you this evening. All right, you ready to go, guys? This is Angel. This is Davion. This is Karina. This is Kivante. And I would like you to meet Bill and Janet Panic, who are volunteers in our community. And they do every bit as much as I do. And I couldn't do this without them, and I'm very appreciative. All right, I'm going to pass the mic right here to Angel. Present to you Aladdin.
Salam, and good evening to you, worthy friends. Welcome to Agrabah, City of Mystery. Let me introduce you to my brother, Davion, who plays the part of the evil villain, Jafar. Jafar wishes to have the magic lamp so he can become Sultan. Meanwhile, Aladdin and Jasmine are dreaming of a whole new world.
Aladdin's not the prince. He's a street rat. And he's got the magical lamp. Hurry, hide.
So, Prince Ali a boo-boo.
That's a baba.
Whatever. So if you were the Sultan, what's the biggest problem you would fix in Agrabah?
Well, the beggars are the biggest problem in Agrabah.
Oh sure, blame the poor homeless beggars. You're just like all the other princes.
Let me finish. I use my wealth to give the beggars jobs and a place to live, so they wouldn't have to beg and everyone could be happy.
Exactly.
Totally. We have to make the world
Our own. And we could do things differently.
like the inshallah,
That keeps people impoverished.
or makes them marry someone they don't want to.
When someone they really like is standing right in front of them, we have to change the ancient law. Oh, Prince Ali Ababa, you're too good to be true. Do you ever get lonely being a prince?
Only every day, until now that is.
There has to be more to life than what's behind the walls of a palace.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, magic carpet ride. Fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear, and now I'm in a whole new unbelievable sounds, indescribable feelings, so
very much. Thank you for allowing us to come here tonight and share the magic that's happening at Forest Park Elementary. And we want to tell you that we are presenting our play next Tuesday and Wednesday evening, 6:30. And you are most welcome to attend. We would love to have anyone here come and enjoy our play. And I'm leaving with this comment from Kevante here. I had to shush him a little bit in the hall like school teachers do. And I said, the mayor is talking. And he said, ooh, the mayor, he must make a lot of money. So we hope that you do, keeping our great city in wonderful shape. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Mayor,
Yes.
I think they need to recruit that baby. The baby was singing and everything up here. She was clapping along.
Very nice. All right, our next announcement is that we have an election next Tuesday, March 12th. There are flyers in the front, and there are the polling locations with your precincts on the back. We encourage everyone to go vote, and tell your friends to go vote on March 12th.
Mayor,
Yes.
thank you. I am the only elected official sitting up here tonight that's not running for office. And I want to say to those of you that's running, I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Our next announcement is the Boynton Beach CRA 5th Annual Blarney Bash by Mercedes Coppin, CRA Business Promotions and Events Manager.
Good evening, Mayor Grant and Commissioners. Mercedes Coppin, Business Promotions and Event Manager for the Boynton Beach CRA. On Saturday, March 16th, the CRA will host the 5th Annual Boynton Beach Blarney Bash event. This free event will take place from 4 to 9 p.m. at Dewey Park and in the surrounding areas along East Ocean Avenue and Northeast 4th Street. There will be free parking available at several parking lots near the event site. Green is the theme, so we encourage everyone to come out in their festive St. Patrick's Day attire. We will have a shamrock costume contest for both adults and children, and there will be great prizes from some of our local CRA district businesses. The avenue will be lined with merchandise vendors, including our CRA district businesses like Alchemy, Boardwalk Italian Ice and Creamery, Driftwood Restaurant, Lighthouse Vapes, and your CBD store. We will be accepting vendor applications for paid spots through Monday, March 11th. So if anyone is interested, they can visit our website, catchboynton.com, for more information on becoming a vendor. Now, the event will feature, this is something new that we added this year, a Lucky Gold Hunt. That is where we're going to be encouraging our event patrons to do a scavenger hunt and visit with our local CRA businesses, and they'll have the opportunity to win lucky gold pots filled with gift certificates to those businesses. The event's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have lots of live entertainment, including bagpipers and live music from the Flyers, Celtic Mayhem, and the Roaring Kelly Band. There will also be a performance by the Aaron Moore Academy of Irish Dance. Interactive kids activities such as a giant inflatable slide, bounce house, rock wall, video game trailer, face painting, balloon art, and plenty more. We'll also have beer on site from our local Boynton Beach breweries, and we'll have plenty of delicious food options, including some Irish favorites like shepherd's pie. The event is rain or shine, so be sure to mark your calendars for March 16th and visit catchboynton.com for more information.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Actually, can I get a motion to reconsider the agenda? There's actually another proclamation for Palm Beach County, for Palm Beach Leisureville, and I'd also like to get an update of the officer that was hit by a vehicle from our police chief.
Motion to amend.
Second.
All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Agenda is amended. Moving on to item 3D is proclaim March 2019 as Florida Bicycle Month in the city of Boynton Beach. Whereas the City of Boynton Beach residents and visitors engage in bicycling as a viable, environmentally sound form of transportation and an excellent form of physical activity and recreation. And whereas the City of Boynton Beach is committed to improving the accessibility, connectivity, and safety of non-motorized transportation throughout the city. And whereas the state of Florida officially recognizes March as Bicycle Month. And whereas the City of Boynton Beach and Palm Beach County will recognize March 11th to the 15th as Bike to Work Week. And whereas Florida Bicycle Month features a number of fitness opportunities and events for riders of all ages to enjoy throughout the month at various parks and locations throughout Palm Beach County. And whereas the recognition of Florida Bicycle Month will raise awareness of bicycling and ultimately promote physical activity and healthy lifestyles by elevating bicycling as a more widely accepted choice of transportation. Whereas the Palm Beach Transportation Planning Agency plans and recommends projects to make bicycling more accessible and promotes comprehensive community education efforts aimed at improving bicycle safety through the bikepalmbeach.org website. And whereas Palm Beach County now has over 170 miles of designated bicycle lanes, 90 miles of paved shared use pathways, and more than 600 additional miles planned, and will continue to promote a connected network of bicycle trails. Now, therefore, I, Stephen B. Grant, Mayor of the City of Boynton Beach, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2019 as Florida Bicycle Month. Do we have someone to accept it? Yes. And also, could we have HR talk about Let's Move Boynton?
Mayor, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Rebecca Harvey, Sustainability Coordinator, and I would like to invite our community to enjoy the beautiful March weather here in South Florida by getting out on your bike and exploring our city. You may know, you may not know, I don't know. National Bike Month is in May, so Florida is a little different because clearly the weather is much nicer in March, and so we observe the whole month as Florida Bike Month. And there's so many benefits to biking. It's not only good for the planet, it's good for you, and it's way cheaper than driving a car. In Boynton Beach, you can bike across our bridges to the beach, to our city beach, along A1A. I do it on my lunch hour. It's just incredible. You can bike to parks, even shopping or restaurants. And next week is the official Bike to Work Week in the county. So if your business wants to promote bicycling, you can encourage employees to Bike to Work Week. Among city employees, we are actually observing a Green Commute Week, which will recognize employees who bicycle and also use other green commute modes like walking and taking transit and carpooling. So please be safe, wear a helmet, observe your traffic laws. You can find out all the safety information on our website on gogreenboyntonbeach.com, and enjoy your ride. Thank you.
Good evening, Julie Oldberry, Director of Human Resources and Risk Management. This year, the city is again participating in the Let's Move campaign, during which, for the month of March, we're encouraging all of the community, all the residents, employees, everybody to participate in some physical activity. If you participate in physical activity in 30-minute increments, we urge you to please log your minutes. You can go to the city's website and you'll find the link there for where to go to log your minutes for Team Boynton Beach. We're doing a lot of different events for the employees throughout. We have like walking Wednesdays where we go to walk the beach in the morning. We walk around the temporary City Hall locations in the evenings, I think around 5:15. There's some stretching with Sierra. One of our employees volunteers to lead us in some stretching activities and things like that. So, you know, we've reached out to other organizations like gyms in the local community to log their minutes as well. So everybody's encouraged to get in some activity, move, and support this event.
And have we posted this on social media?
It is on social media, and it will continue to be on there as the events
Okay.
come up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Don't we have an event this Saturday that I see a bunch of signs for?
Yes, the Community Caring Center, Mayor's hosting an event here, actually at Veterans Park. It starts with a walk to the beach and back, a 2-mile walk, and then a shuttle that will bring participants here to Intracoastal Family Fun Day. That is also on our website and on our social media.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
And if Chief Gregory could give us an update on the officer.
Michael Gregory, Police Chief. Thank you for the opportunity to give a brief update. Just to let you know, as you are aware, the officer was seriously injured as a result of that traffic crash on Gateway. He was taken to TICU, and I'm pleased to announce at this point he's been lowered from that high level of care right now into the regular ICU unit. He does remain in the hospital. He is improving every day. I was just there this past Saturday, and spent some time with him and his family. They are very appreciative of all the support they receive from the police department, the fire department, the city officials, and the like. And we remain prayerful for his recovery, which will probably be an extended period of time.
Thank you. All right. Is there any more announcements? Seeing none, moving on to public audience. Individual speakers will be limited to 3-minute presentations. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hello. Hi, my name is Stephanie Hayden. I live at 2181 Southwest 15th Avenue, condo N102, Boynton Beach, Florida 33426. I wanted to formally introduce myself again to the audience and to those that are on the platform. I am running as the 3rd person on the ballot as mayor of Boynton Beach, and I hope that you come on out and know your candidates. My Facebook page is Stephanie Hayden. Thank you.
My name is Karen Yeho. I own the units at Norwood and also the La Florence and Renaissance Common. Today, I would like to bring into the attention of Florida Statute 744 guardianship. For unknown reason that my mother was pulled into guardianship. I was the least restrictive alternative guardian, but somehow the attorneys produced fraudulent court orders like this, such as this. This court order was able to transfer millions of dollars from my mother's financial account to the guardianship. Without my knowledge, the attorneys was taking lots money from her account. I will call it looting, stealing, without court orders. That it was around more than $300,000 was taken away from her account. That was not enough. Then creating fraudulent accusation, false statement that I stole my mother's money and charged me with contempt of court for September 13, 2017 Hurricane Irma. That itself put me in jail for 17 days. After the 17 days, what happened? In the courthouse, I was demanded to sign consent judgment that give away all my inheritance, which is around $2.4 million, to give it to attorney fee. And it says if it's not enough to cover attorney fees, then has to go to my personal wealth account, my personal properties. So after I was released, after I paid $20,000 for what I call ransom money to the attorney fees, then I came here, 2018, I filed a complaint with the city of Boynton Beach. I hope that you remember me. Then, after that, I filed a federal lawsuit against those attorneys. So here, from one case, grew to this many cases. From one mental health, challenging my mother's mental health, ruining her privacy. That was protected under Florida Constitution, Article 1, Section 23. She didn't ask for a lawsuit. She didn't ask any protection from the state, but she was pulled into the court. And at the court, I demand that my mother not be invaded by.
So if you could come to a conclusion.
The conclusion is I would like everybody to know that there's a fraudulent court going on, proceeding going on, and it caused a lot of stress, frustration, and this is itself is criminal.
So my only thing is, have you notified the Florida Bar?
I notified Florida Bar, U.S. Attorney General, Florida Attorney General, State Attorney. But what happened? Because what happened is
No. I was just, and you said yes, you did contact
yes,
them. And
I did contact,
and you filed a complaint with them in paper.
Not only complaint, I filed federal lawsuit.
No. That's.
Yes.
I'm trying to ask the question. I'm not. It's that
Yes.
you did file a complaint with the Florida Bar.
Correct.
Against these attorneys.
Correct.
And they give you any sort of recourse to that?
Because the case is...
No. Did the Florida Bar get back to you about the complaint?
The Florida Bar sent me a letter saying the case has not been closed, so they don't have jurisdiction over it.
Okay.
But...
No. That's it. Those were my questions. And
Right.
And
Correct.
the 3 minutes are up. So unless the other commissioners have a conversation, we'd have to speak with us afterwards, after the meeting.
Well, I just want to bring it to the public attention that there's a fraudulent court orders coming up.
All right.
And
Thank you.
nobody
Thank you.
bring attention. And I'm getting old. I'm elderly. And my mother was elderly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and
Yes.
Commissioners. My name is Twee Shutt. I'm the Assistant Director for the CRA, and I'm here to personally invite the community to come to a public input meeting regarding two important projects in the heart of Boynton Beach. One is the Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard Corridor redevelopment site, and also the other one is the cottage infill housing development. The first meeting for the public input will be held on Thursday, March the 7th, this Thursday at 6:30 here in Intracoastal Park. The second will be the CRA board meeting on Wednesday, March 13th at 6:30, also here. I have flyers that's right on this table and downstairs. Public notifications went out to all the HOA presidents or representatives, as well as all the city. We've had flyers at all the city public buildings, as well as all the churches within the heart of Boynton Beach district. So if there's any other questions, I'll be outside and I can tell you more about it. Supportive materials can be found online at www.catchboynton.com on the first pull-down menu under meeting agenda for the for the CRA advisory board, and you can find site plans and all the brief Cliff Note version of the site, as well as some visuals. Thank you so much.
Yes, Commissioner McCray.
Thank you. Tweet, before you go, you said you sent letters out to the HOAs. How many letters did you all send out?
We sent flyers, and these flyers were...
Tweets.
I'm sorry.
Please stop. I thought I heard you said that you sent letters out to all of the HOAs. Was I correct in hearing that?
Yes, there were HOAs listing that, yes.
Okay, the next is how many HOAs?
I don't have that information.
If you can get that information to me, then you can
I
tell
will
me what you
certainly.
sent to them. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you so much.
All right.
Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, thank you so much, Twee.
My name is Michael Greenberg. I have a residence on Ridge Lane.
Can you please move the microphone up a little bit?
I can do that.
Thank you.
Better? Better?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, now?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Michael Greenberg. I have a residence on Ridge Lane. Last Wednesday, it rained. We got about 4 inches of rain in 8 hours. I've been living there for 20 years. And when I walked out my door on Thursday morning, the weed line was 42 feet up my driveway, very close to my front door. I've been there for 20 years. I've never seen any type of flooding like that. Now, I didn't see the water, but I saw the weed line, so I know it was 42 feet. It was probably more like 45 or 46 feet. I tried to reach my commissioner. I called the building department. My commissioner's number was routed, my commissioner's call was routed to, I guess, the assistant city manager, and he turned it over to utilities. That person seemed to get all of my calls and messages. Apparently, nobody's advocating for me. I feel that I was just getting lip service. I called an attorney, and he advised me that I should attend this meeting and at least be on record. So things have progressed a little bit since then, but I want to be on record. Nobody got back to me on Friday. On Monday, I called everybody back. I requested a copy of the drainage plan. I was promised it 3 times, did not receive it. When I went to City Hall on Monday, I was told that I couldn't have a copy, although I eventually got one. Some of the suggestions, I'm really kind of appalled. Some of the suggestions by those tasked with solving my problem were pretty egregious. They were not solving the problem, and I'm concerned that these are the people that are that are tasked with solving problems. So later on Monday, I did get a call from the city engineer, and he did understand what I was talking about, and he did tell me that it was a serious problem, and he did tell me that, please give him some time and he's research it, and there will be a solution. So at this point in time, I do have confidence that the city manager will get back to me, the city engineer will get back to me, but I'm very concerned. It's not a question of if my house will get flooded, it's a question of when, because this was not even a summer storm. Okay, I'm pretty done.
Okay, and so you're saying this is the first time something like this has happened, or?
20 years, it's nothing close.
Okay, so you have to excuse us that there may have been some new developments going on, and so that this is happening, and so we do appreciate you bringing the information to us, but you have to realize it was the first time in 20 years?
I missed the most important thing.
Which is?
They're building 2 houses across the street, and they brought in about 100 truckloads, I didn't count, of fill, and that's why it flooded. And that's why, if it happened, it happened.
Yeah.
But it's happening. I got the drainage plan. I did mention the drainage plan. I got the drainage plan. There's 2 properties. I only got the drainage plan for one. It's 12,722 feet. There are 3 retention areas that I'm estimating, I'm not an engineer, are 1,200 feet. So they're telling me that 1,200 feet, the majority of which is in the back of the house, is going to take up the drainage for 12,722 feet. I did go to engineering school.
Okay.
I'm not an engineer.
All right.
But
Yes.
I'm estimating there was 6,000 to 8,000 square feet of water in the flooded area, and I'm estimating that it might have been 2 feet deep.
Okay.
Sorry.
So no, I'll ask.
Yes,
And
yeah.
so I'll make sure to follow up with the city engineer and get back with you. And they have all your information?
And I have confidence that he will, but they have all my information, I'm certain of
Okay.
that.
Commissioner McRae?
Thank you, Colin. I don't know if I was emailed, but anyway, that's not the point. But the point is that this falls under your purview. You're the assistant city manager. This is one of your responsibilities. I would like for you to update me, sir.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do
Thank
have an
you.
update. I can send it out.
Thank you.
We've been working with them, and we have some plans we're going to work on to develop to try to correct the problem.
Thank you.
And I'll also step in here and just say that, Michael, you're not given lip service, that I spoke to you both at the Chapel Hill meeting, and then I also contacted you the following day and made sure that your problem was forwarded to the assistant city manager, who you see right there, who also works with our engineering staff. So you were not given lip service. You were forwarded to the proper departments because, again, that's not my area of expertise. I can't find out how to help you in terms of knowing where this flooding and everything is. So I forwarded you the right people that could make sure they give you the assistance that you needed.
Well,
so that's
yeah.
what you asked for, and I made sure to give you that.
Yes, although I did call you and you didn't return my call, and I had to meet you at the Meet the Candidates meeting.
And the very
I
following
did call
day,
you back
I
the next
contacted
day,
you.
and you did not ask me what the problem was. You just said I spoke to the Assistant City Manager. I would think as my representative that you would want to know what the problem was, and you didn't ask me one question. You
Right.
did not give me the opportunity to speak. And that was concerning to me.
And if I remember correctly, you actually did explain the problem to me that night at the Chapel Hill meeting, so I already knew that you told me about the 42 inches and the flooding and the weeds coming up to your door. I knew all of that already, which is why I made sure that I forward that information to the proper city staff. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor.
Yes, Commissioner Katz, sorry.
Just as a side note for after public comment, to make sure we return to that Leesville proclamation that we added to the agenda.
Oh, thank you.
After public comment.
I did forget about it. Thank you. Yes.
Are we set?
We are
Andrew
set.
Padre, 800 North Road, Building Board of Adjustment and Appeals, and I also own the Casa Costa commercial units. I'm actually calling just to keep the commission informed of my latest code violation. Now, this happens to mark number 4 in the last 3 months, and I'd just like to go ahead and read off some of these because what apparently is happening is I clarify these issues with the building department. I spend an hour, I go down there with the code enforcement official, I meet, we walk, we talk, we reach an agreement, everything is great, and then all of a sudden a month goes by and I'm getting cited for the same thing, but they're pulling up different codes. So I'm not sure how I should interpret some of this, but I just want a second take from the City Commission. Number 1, there is a condensation drain line, this comes out of the AC, that does not match the color of the building. Okay? Now, I'm not sure if this is a code violation or not. It comes out white. It's a white PVC pipe that comes out of the condensation. I bring this up first because this is the number 1 item that I have a code violation for. Keep in mind that this AC was permitted. All of these build-outs were permitted. They knew exactly where this condensation line was going to be, and yet I find myself having to allocate my very important time in having to address this with the City Commission. The second thing, building on the condensation drain line that's coming out of an AC unit, is that it is creating a nuisance. Now, my concern with nuisance is that it's a subjective term. I doubt if there's a code to define whether or not a drain line can actually create a nuisance or not. In this particular case, that's exactly what they're claiming it does. The most important item on my code violation this time around, and I'm sure I'll receive another one next month, is combustible material is stored beneath the building. I believe that this has to do with the firewood over at CU9, which of course is the pizzeria. I addressed this a month ago, and it was told to me that as long as I have some potted plants near the firewood to conceal it, that it would be an acceptable use because people want to know that it's a wood fire oven. As it turns out, I'm still being cited for that. I think now they want me to build some sort of enclosure or not, but I will be spending more of my time trying to figure out exactly what the city requires of me. 2 more issues. One issue was, as I was making my rounds about 2 weeks ago, I found a violation notice on one of the doors. I am 1 unit away from being 100% occupied. And so I looked at the violation notice really quick, suspecting that it came from the building department. It did not. It came from the fire department. I did not understand that the fire department has general building permit purview over your businesses, but apparently they do. They cited me for not having a permit, of which I did have 24 hours after the notice was given. It's a long story, but needless to say, the fire department is now citing me for general building citations in addition to the building department and the code violation. This is basically harassment. Can we all work together? I want to make Boynton great again. Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner McCray.
Thank you. I want to appreciate you, first of all, for bringing it before me. First of all, Costa Costa is in my district. I'm going to ask that the fire chief, also code compliance, and also calling you the assistant city manager, if you all can get together and let's kind of rectify this problem and send me a solution saying what we can and will do, please, so that this don't come, because the gentleman is always before us with the same complaint. And I know he's kind of tired of coming here. I'm kind of tired of looking at you. Not that I don't mind, but we do need to solve this problem.
Thank you, Commissioner.
We will send you the follow-up.
Thank you.
Okay.
Susan Oyer, 140 Southeast 27th Way. Okay, so there's packets of thank you letters for Commissioner Katz, Vice Mayor Romulus, and Mayor Grant. Thank you very much. These are thanks from my students. I'd like to take a moment to especially thank Commissioner Katz, who was kind enough to get out of his car or as he was approaching his car and leave the parking lot and come back in to help out one of my students. So thank you very much. Obviously, that's the teacher in you, and I say thank you. Second of all, while I've been out and about campaigning, I've noticed Boynton Lakes North has Norfolk pines. You all should know those because those are those little cute little sort of Christmas trees you get in a little pot every year at Target or Publix, and somebody actually planted them outside in their front yard. 3 of them in the space of the size of one of these tables. If you know anything about them, and I just went and Googled it real quick, they grow up to 200 feet tall. They're extremely brittle, fall over easily. I've already sent something to code, and it's apparently not on the 9 prohibited bush or tree list for Palm Beach County, but maybe this is something we should look at because this person planted 3 of them in this, 4 to 6 foot space, and they're going to become 200-foot tall trees, and they will fall over on their house, I'm quite sure, as well as another person across the street, and I believe this was Buxton Lane. So maybe we should be looking at that because this is going to be a hazard to people's houses at some point because they foolishly planted things they should not be planting. I would also like to say, in this last storm, I don't know if it's considered a 100-year storm or not, the one we had about a week ago. Colin's shaking his head no. I will say that, and I'm sure the Vice Mayor can acknowledge this, southeast First Place between 27th Court and 27th Way, we had probably a good 8 to 10 inches of rain, of standing water that day where it rained the whole day. And I've already asked if swales can be put in or something can be done because I know we're scheduled to get swales at some point, but this is a problem, and I'm sure you can acknowledge that every time there's a big rain, we have massive flooding on that street for that 2-block area, and I would like to ask that something be done about it. And I'm sure it's not just me, it's everyone else who lives in the neighborhood who has to drive through this, that maybe we should be getting something done. So thank you for your time.
Hello. Salvatore Falcha, 606 Buttonwood Lane, Boynton Beach, 33436. I'm here tonight on a code violation for our association. I'm the president at Sandalwood and been on the board for 12 years. We did meet with the city code, and we still can't find out why we are being violated for for the sidewalks out in front of our community that run from Congress Avenue all the way to Minor Road. I do have some maps here that I would like to
Go pass to Colin.
Anyway, Sandalwood is 332 townhouses, and the other 2 communities across the street are Bogota and San Savino. Now, we were told that they were also violated too for repairing of sidewalks. If you look at the maps there, the sidewalks definitely show municipal sidewalks, which means that they need to be taken care of by the city. Now, I've been on the board 12 years, and over the 12 years, the city has come up and repaired our sidewalks for us. All of a sudden, they're saying that they did it as a courtesy for us, and now we have to start repairing them. What I'm here asking for is that we need to check more into it, number one, and number two, we need more time. If we do have to take care of these sidewalks, we're going to have to assess our residents there, which are voters. 332 townhouses, and I don't want to do that. And I'd like to know why we are being, code really didn't give us any answers. They basically didn't know what, they sound more confused, and I think they're new people that are working for them, but anyways, we haven't been violated at Sandalwood in that I could, since I've been on the board in 12 years anyway. Before that, I couldn't tell you. Anyways, that's about it. We're looking for more time to investigate.
All right. Yeah, thank you for that information. We do appreciate you coming here to the City Commission meeting and public audience. This is your opportunity to let us all know of any issues that you do have with city staff. And I don't know exactly when did you get that code violation?
It's been about, they gave us 45 days, and I think it was January 28th, I believe.
Okay. And so
we got a little bit of time, but...
So you're looking to also get an extension and to clarify what is exactly municipal, and if in fact the city put in those sidewalks earlier, are they responsible for the work that they did?
Absolutely, yeah.
And
And they've been repairing them over time. I mean, at least 3 or 4 times they've been up there repairing them.
Okay.
And I also called the county, and they said they're definitely municipal sidewalks too. So
okay, right. It was I received the information that we have over 250 municipal miles roads in the city. So if it is within the city and the code made the mistake, we will figure that out. But we'll work with you to get an extension if need be moving forward.
Okay, so who will they contact me?
If you, I don't. If you can give your email address or phone number to Colin, we will have someone contact you.
Okay.
All right, and then Commissioner McCray.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to echo what you said, and I am going to say, sir, do give your name to Colin. I'm just saying we have the 1-cent sale tax. I don't know if this could be used, but I've been in Boynton like 65 years now, and I'm just saying to hear something like this come up, perhaps, Code need to go revisit what they're doing. I'm not putting blame, but Colin need to follow through. I'm going to echo what the mayor said, that it's on record now, and we do need to get you some closure and get us some closure on what we're doing. I'm with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Hello, my name is Dr. Chantel Hamilton. I am the lead professor for the Business Administration and Computer Science Department at Florida Career College at 1743 North Congress Avenue. Tonight I brought all my students here as well. I wanted them to do an observation. They're taking the communications class. So, and observations on how to follow an agenda and also how a business is developed in the city. So, thank you very much, and we also would like the opportunity to meet all the city officials.
Okay. Absolutely. We appreciate you all for coming here. You have to wait till the end of the meeting, though.
Okay. That's
and
great.
I'll be happy to spend as much time as need be. And as you can see, this is how the city runs its business, and having that public comments is what we do. We actually put it in the beginning of our meetings, where other cities put it at the end, because we want to make sure that the public is heard in an expedient manner regarding their issues that they have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Okay. No, you can't come back to public. Oh, you got your sheet? Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Could you guys make a video? Okay, thank you. So, Dr. Blas, 113 Tara Lakes West, Boynton Beach, Florida, 33436. First, I want to share a document with
The Colin is.
So, here. Yeah. So, I want people to listen very carefully. I love this city, and I love this commission. You guys did a basically incredible job, every one of you, for the years now. And so I see the dedication, I see how you work very hard, how you love the city. Nevertheless, it is my duty to run for mayor, and even, you will see I'm saying more here, because I believe our city is ready for the next step. And I don't have much time, but I will repeat. You know me very well. You know the next steps. First of all, we need to develop the University of Boynton. Boynton needs to become a university town. We need to get energy from the Gulf Stream. We're sitting on billions and billions of dollars of available energy, and that needs to move forward. Once we have, this is my platform, once we have the energy, I am planning something quite incredible. I'm planning, because they have demolished so many buildings here, thank you, we can now build the tallest buildings in the world, totally green, in Boynton. And the university will be there, and offices, and affordable housing. In Boynton, every person will have affordable housing, $10, $20 a month, because of those buildings. Now, with the income of that, it will sound to you like a utopia, so be it. We're going to get free education at every level, free healthcare, medicines, and so on. If you don't believe me, you can move out of the city. Now, I'm planning to have no taxes. Why is that? Because this is private-public partnership. We're going to make a lot of money. Politicians tax people. I'm a statesman. I want to make money with the people. Now, the reason I declared victory already, listen carefully. In this city, typically, the mayor wins with 3,000 to 4,000 votes. This city has 80,000 people. This is basically a fake minority election. The whole system is not working. Did you understand me now? 3,000 to 4,000 people elect the mayor out of 80,000. We need a completely new system. So I'm declaring victory as the people's mayor. People do love me here, but whether or not I can get 3,000 votes, I do not know. Also, I want to repeat very clearly, I am in favor of a sanctuary city. Nobody gets deported out of my city of Boynton. If you work hard, respect the law, you will stay here. God bless you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michelle Abderhalden. I live at 6 Aspen Court in Boynton Beach, 33436. I'm here because basically my friends and I, probably about 30 of us, moved here, picked this area specifically for the beach. And we have been just disappointed year after year. We understand there are so many things that can go wrong with storms and with polluting and whatever. However, there's no reason that the beach can't be cleaned up and maintained. We have sat on the beach and watched the rake that you pay for come down the beach and not even touch the seaweed that's there. We have seen it over and over. We've taken pictures of it at different times, and I have some pictures here. But what I'd really like to get to is that I contacted Recreation Department. They didn't seem the least bit interested. They were absolutely no help at all. I guess it is Department of Public Works, but again, with your telephone system, I was directed to Recreation Department, which I came to the meeting last week and spoke. I have a couple of pictures of what the beach looks like, and can I give them to you?
Colin.
Sorry, they're black and white, but it was very expensive to print.
You have to go back to the microphone.
I have a color picture I took on TV. Every morning on CBS News, they show a beach. Perfect. I mean, absolutely perfectly raked. And they're day after day, they look like that. Nobody's taking pictures of Boynton Beach. There's also several other issues, but this is the main one at the time. We feel like the maintenance is nil. Also, the money that is coming in there for beach chair rentals, the beach chair rentals are now covering the whole beach. They used to be in one row. They used to be spread out. seems like, we don't have room for regular people in beach chairs. So at any rate, that's my story. I'd like to know, where I can get a copy of the budget for the beach, and I'd like to know how to pursue this further.
I guess, Tim, you have the information regarding the budget?
So the budget for recreation's online. We can get you that. That's fine.
Okay.
And let me forward the information to Wally, our recreation department. It is under recreation.
Yeah, he didn't even answer any questions I had last week.
Let me check with him and I'll get back.
Because do we actually rake it on a weekly basis or monthly basis?
Twice a week.
It's raked twice a week.
Supposed to be twice a week. A lot of the, doesn't happen a lot.
And so are we using a vendor or are we using our own staff to do that?
Vendor, I believe. Let me check and I'll...
And so if that's the case, then yeah, I appreciate you coming to let us know. I wish you let us know sooner, because now something's going to happen because you came here and you let us know.
Well, I'll tell you that last year in June, I sent a letter. I got a little bit of correspondence back from Mr. Katz, I believe. I sent a letter to Wally Majors. I got no answer from him. So I guess I have to come to this as opposed to, anybody else.
Thank you.
I think you're paying for a service that's not being done properly.
Commissioner McCray?
Yes.
Thank you. My take is, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to just say this for all of us that's sitting up here. It seemed tonight like about 4 or 5 people showed up with complaints saying that, they reached out to city staff, and city staff did not come through on service, and what they said, they dropped the ball somewhere. Also, the city managers, assistant city managers, they did not follow through, and you all have to come and bring your problems and your concerns to us. And I'm just saying, it should not have to get that far. I'm just saying, we have staff, that's there, and I'm just saying, I'm not trying to say anybody's incompetent. I'm only one person, but we need to tighten up what we're doing. Communications, you all need to follow through. Make sure that if something is going on, y'all need to put us in the loop. I'm just saying, I remember your letter from last year.
Okay.
And you're back here again this year. I'm just saying, it's like we're repeating the same thing and nothing is happening.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you. I'm just going to charge staff tonight, as a commissioner for District 2, if anything is going on, keep us in the loop, not let it get out of hand. I'm just saying, if for you to say that a department head felt like they had no concerns.
Really?
I got problems with that.
Okay.
I'm just one person.
Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
All right. Seeing no more public audience, it is now closed, and I will do the proclamation for Palm Beach Leisureville. Proclamation. Whereas Palm Beach Leisureville community is one of the oldest adult communities in the city of Boynton Beach, and whereas Palm Beach Leisureville community boasts 2,305 residents in the city, and whereas Palm Beach Leisureville community residents have been instrumental in the support and growth of the city of Boynton Beach, and whereas it is fitting and proper to recognize the tremendous impact that Palm Beach Leisureville has made in the city, and whereas Palm Beach Leisureville community is celebrating their 50th anniversary with a week-long celebration from March 10th to March 16, 2019. Festivities include a Jubilee Parade Sunday brunch, a Woodstock Rewind concert, golf scramble, trolley house tour, artisans display, game day, and Jubilee Gala Ball. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Stephen Grant, Mayor of the City of Boynton Beach, do hereby proclaim Sunday, March 10th as the 50th anniversary of the Palm Beach Leisureville Community Association in the City of Boynton Beach, and encourage all citizens to join together to celebrate this momentous occasion. And do we have someone from Palm Beach Leisureville to accept the proclamation?
Thank you, Mayor Grant. Good evening, commissioners, city manager, and staff. We would like to personally thank you for this 2-year in-planning event. We've been planning this for 2 years. We'd like to thank the city for all their, how kind they were, all their efforts in working with us to make this happen. Jim is going to talk about the parade, and we'd like to invite all of you. There is flyers over here with what's going on, so you can pick one up. We would like all of you to help us celebrate. And like Mayor Grant said, he read most of the events, but I just want to talk about 3 of them. The start off with the parade. It's going to be phenomenal. The next thing is on Friday night is Woodstock Rewind on the golf course, and I heard somebody say something about a laser light show without music. Well, we have a laser light show with music that night on the golf course, and it's going to be quite exciting. And it's going to end with a gala ball in a tent on our property, and we'd like to invite each of you to attend. Just let me know, and we'd love to have you. And thank you.
Specifically, I'd like to thank all of those folks within the commission and the mayor's staff that have already agreed to participate. We're very excited, especially excited with Chief Gregory and Chief Joseph and their respective contingencies coming out. I know they're going to make the parade. I know everybody's excited about it, and we're so grateful for all that you do for us. Thank you.
Mayor.
Yes, Commissioner McCray.
Thank you. Just before y'all leave, I want to say publicly and personally, I'm sorry I will not be able to participate. But I want to say that I remember when you all broke ground for Leisureville. Now you figure out how old I am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no more announcements in public audience, moving on to administrative. We will appoint eligible members of the community to serve in vacant positions on city advisory boards. I believe we have 2 people. Education and Youth Advisory Board, Vice Mayor Romulus.
Kathleen Wilkinson.
Second.
All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes unanimously. And then Recreation and Parks.
Betty Pierce Rowe.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, motion passes unanimously. Moving forward to consent agenda. Is there any items that you would like to be pulled for a consent agenda?
Approve.
Second.
All right. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, motion is approved unanimously.
Mayor.
Yes.
I do just want to take some time to just thank the members that served on our golf course advisory board. Even though we are dissolving, I just want to make sure we thank all those individuals for their time and for their dedication to the city and to our golf course.
Next, we have 7A, proposed resolution number 19-027. Authorize the city manager to sign a contract with Johnson Davis, Inc. for the new Palm Way and Lake Street Stormwater Improvements Project in the amount of $199,990 plus a 10% contingency of $20,000 if needed for staff approval of change orders for unforeseen conditions for a total expenditure of $219,990. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
So, Colin, do you mind describing where exactly this is?
Yes, this is on the east side of Federal Highway, south of here it's south of North-South Road and Dimmick and Potter and that way. So it's just a couple of blocks south of there. It's an intersection area that has a lot of flooding. It's one of these areas that we identified, and we're slowly picking them off one by one. If you want a little short presentation, we can do one. Or
It's short.
if that's enough. Joe, can you do it short? Okay.
I mean, how many slides you got? 5?
You better have
3.
less than 5.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Pattern to the utility director. First slide is
Into the microphone, please.
A little closer, sure. Good evening, guys and ladies. This project is just south of the Harry Oil Park, right a couple blocks south of where we're sitting right now.
You're moving away from the mic, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I want to get it on record here, right?
Sure.
Okay. This is some of the historical photos. This area is prone to flooding, so what this project does is takes care of a lot of this flooding that's been historic in the area. So it's a joint project. We've completed this project with city staff as far as the design goes. It's to eliminate some of the flooding. We're going to be replacing some of the outdated structures that are not functioning properly, and it's supposed to improve the level of service within the area to reduce the flooding during rain events, similar to what Mr. Greenberg was talking about. This is a little bit of the details. We're going to replace 4 drainage structures. We're going to install some new stormwater inlets and several lengths of pipe, connect that to an existing outfall that goes into the Intracoastal waterway to drain the area. And then there's some restoration associated with this project as well. And we had 3 bids. Staff reviewed the bids and recommended Johnson Davis. And these are the cost of the project. And that's it.
And when do you plan for the project to start and finish?
Project will start probably within a month, as soon as we get the purchase order for the contractor to start construction, and probably last 120 days.
Okay. Yes, Commissioner McCray.
Thank you. That's in my district. I want to make sure that you all have contacted the residents in the area and explained to them what you all are doing.
That's true, yes.
Okay, because I have one that's still telling me about, they got a swell that has a drain in it, and she said she don't know how it landed up in her yard, but anyway, I'm just saying, if you all can kind of help us with problems like that, it will help us, I'm saying, because they continue to email us.
Yeah, once we get the contractor on board, we'll schedule a public meeting with the residents in the area to make sure they are aware of what's going on. So,
thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, any further discussion from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor state so by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Seeing none, motion passes unanimously. I believe all public hearing items are tabled. Seeing nobody remove, we're moving on to City Manager's Report. Review and discuss the Boynton Beach Green Business Recognition Pilot Program presented by Rebecca Harvey, Sustainability Coordinator.
Mayor, this is a pilot program that was put together by staff based on a discussion with the commission a couple meetings ago, I believe, maybe 3 or 4 meetings ago.
Yeah.
So Rebecca will cover it and bring you up to date with it.
Good evening again. Rebecca
Yes.
Harvey, Sustainability Coordinator.
It's taped down.
I'll just scoot myself in. All right, I'm very excited to share with you all our proposed pilot green business recognition program. With your consent, we will be ready to move forward with launching this program in the very near future. As you may recall, it was back in September that that the mayor requested a discussion about potential regulations on single-use plastic, including straws and styrofoam in the city. We had that discussion, and some of the main points that came out of it was that the commission requested an incentive-based program, and that you expressed the desire to address the issue holistically rather than focusing on single items such as straws. The commission requested data collection on economic impacts would be a part of the program. And there was the suggestion to incorporate the program into the city's existing economic development grants. And we concluded that discussion, to my recollection, and watching the video over again, with the direction to move forward with developing a green business recognition program. Does this resonate with your all recollection of that discussion?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So,
Commissioner McCray, you have a question?
Yes.
Hold on, it resonates, but let me ask you a question. First of all, Delray has done away with straws. Okay, West Palm has done away with drinking straws. I'm just saying, are you all meeting with the businesses any kind of way, like saying if this comes before us, you're going to cover that?
I'm,
all right, go
I'm
ahead.
just starting.
All right.
Yeah, I'll try to go pretty quickly, but yes, let me see if I can answer your question. We've determined to move forward with a pilot program focusing just on restaurants and food service operators in the first year. We plan to expand this to all types of businesses, to sustainability is not just an issue for restaurants, so we want to expand it. But right now, we're focusing in on the pilot. We've put together an interdepartmental team that is myself, John Durgan in Economic Development, Stephanie Brown in our Solid Waste Department, Allison Killip and Laura Landsberg in Marketing have put together marketing materials, and Alan Karjalainen in our ITS. We're all working together on this, and we have drafted some promotional materials. The benefits of the program will be a monthly discount on recycling fees of 10%. And I should say the incentives. Participants will receive a Boynton Beach Green Business decal, as you see the logo that we've drafted here. That'll go in their window. It'll also be a logo for their marketing materials, digital form, and they'll receive recognition at commission and in our social media and website. There are 3 steps to participating. First of all, businesses just need to fill out a brief application with background about their business and complete required actions, which I'll detail on the next slide. Step 2, they choose 5 or more voluntary actions for sustainability to implement within 6 months. And step 3 is we continually improve by checking in with them every year and asking them to implement additional actions going forward. So the hallmark of our program is it's flexible, it's open-ended, it's a menu of items, aside from the required points that I'll get to. We want businesses to tell us what they want to do for sustainability and recognize there are many ways to participate. So the initial steps that we're asking participants to take, 5 of them. First of all, to use at least one recycling service. That could be either city services, cardboard, paper, and or commingled, or they could use another private recycling services. So just have some baseline form of recycling. The second 2 actions are really the low-hanging fruits of single-use plastic reduction. We're simply asking them to only distribute plastic straws upon request. Of course, if they want to eliminate them completely, they have that option, but just to start with, only upon request. And similarly, if they have takeout food, to only provide disposable utensils upon request. Low-hanging fruit. And then we're asking them to do 2 worksheets or checklists to both educate them and to provide us data as we go through the pilot program. These are, first of all, a guidebook called Steps to Reduce Your Plastic Use in Restaurants or something like that. It has this online plastic footprint calculator where they just put in their inventory, how many cases of different items they buy each month, and it totals up how much money they're spending. They submit that to us so we can start to compile a database of how much this is costing them, and then we can really tailor our approach by finding alternative items. If they're using $2,000 of styrofoam a year, we can look at the case-by-case cost and find a paper or cardboard or alternative product that might be competitive with those costs and work with them to make changes. And then the final learning tool is a litter control checklist. Since litter management is a very important issue in the city, it's another guidebook for a reference for them, and it has a checklist of what they can do both inside and outside their restaurant to manage litter on their premises. So those are the beginning required actions, fairly simple. And then they get to pick through a menu of items, as I've described, and we attached a draft of that menu you may have seen with your package for tonight. There are 3 categories: waste reduction and recycling, energy and water conservation, and general green business practices, which is kind of the other category. We're asking 5 actions within a 6-month period or sooner, and we'll touch base with them and then go do a site visit once they've completed their actions, document that they've completed them. And again, this gives them the choice to pick from different things that work for them, and we see it as an inclusive and equitable way of approaching sustainability because it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Do you want examples of what those 5 actions could be, or I feel like I've talked a lot already.
Well, why don't you give us please give us the examples and give us the total amount for each of those categories.
The total amount of options?
Yes. Did you do that count, or? What do you want us to
I
do?
believe there's about 8 or 10 actions to choose from within each category.
Yeah,
we didn't want it to be overwhelming. We also have an other category, so if they're creative and do something that's not on the list we give them, by all means, tell us, and we'll learn from them and develop our ideas as we go forward.
So there was 4 categories. It said waste reduction, recycling,
Yes.
energy conservation, water conservation,
Yeah.
and general green business practices.
So I've been thinking a lot about this, and just in the last few days, I've streamlined even more, and I like putting the energy and water conservation together. So apologies.
Okay.
When I sent out that draft, it was still a draft, and it is continually being refined, because I've started meeting with businesses and getting them to vet the draft, and so it's getting closer and closer. But I'm liking it more with the 3 categories, simpler.
And there's over 40 different actions to commit to get this Go Green.
No, there's 5. They choose.
No, there's over 40 to choose from.
40 to choose from. I've cut that back already some,
Okay.
because I felt like it was too much, and that was also our marketing department's recommendation to cut it back. But then I thought, well, let's move into the pilot phase and have the restaurants learn from them what they're doing, and it will be cut back.
Okay. And if somebody already has a practice that they've already done, do they get credit for the initial?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
All right.
Just real quick, with your consent, after discussing it this evening, we'll be ready to proceed as follows by finishing the online application and publishing a website, recruiting participants via the website, the marketing postcard, social media, working with partners such as the CRA and other local partners, and a lot of it will just be direct contact, going face-to-face and making phone calls, meeting the folks who own these restaurants. I have my sustainability advisory team willing to help out by distributing postcards to the restaurants they frequent. And then we will propose to announce the first participants probably within the next month or 2, and then we would propose announcing them quarterly as we get new participants during the pilot phase, continue to refine the program based on the feedback we get, and continue to meet annually with the participants to document their improvements. After the pilot phase, expand the program to other business types. I'll stop there and take any questions.
Yes, Commissioner McCray, then Katz.
Thank you. My concern is that when you all went out to get Boynton Beach Green business, did you all think about trying to place our logo in there any kind of way? Because, I'm used to seeing Boynton with our logo.
That's a good point. We developed this with marketing. About a year ago, when I was doing some Go Green workshops, I worked with the marketing department to develop a Go Green Boynton Beach logo. So we wanted this to match that.
Okay, let me say it again.
Okay.
With the
Yes.
marketing, did they give you a design using Boynton Beach logo? Because if I would like to say that, I'd like to see if you all going to do this. My take is that this is Boynton.
Mm-hmm.
We have a logo, and whether it's green or what, I'm just saying I would have enjoyed seeing our logo. It's going to be placed in businesses, their windows and things. I'm just saying we have to promote our city.
So
That's my concern.
So I think if we just add the logo to the right side of it.
Yes, anything, just
Yep.
give us,
I think that's-
Boynton.
We could do both. Yeah, we're trying to brand the Go Green logo as well, but would you be
Yeah,
fine with
sure,
having
I'm
both?
fine with it.
Okay. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Commissioner Katz.
I just want to thank you for the effort you put in to put together a program, as we described a couple months back. For those who aren't paying attention, the Florida legislative session started today. There was already a bill that was passed in the Senate Commerce and Tourism Committee that would make it illegal for cities to mandatorily ban plastic products, single-use plastic products, including sunscreens and other things. But to that point, whether that bill passes or not, in the language of the bill as it's currently worded, if a city has previously enacted a ban on plastic straws or single-use products, if they try to enforce it, they'll automatically be fined $25,000. And any business that sues the city for enforcing that plastic straw or plastic ban, if they prevail in court, should this law pass, they would be entitled to attorney's fees covered by the city as well. So in lieu of the fact that the legislature continues to decide that they know what's best for each city as opposed to the residents and the elected officials of each city, I think this is a good compromise between mandatory prohibitions and letting people do whatever they want when we know it harms the environment. This encourages people to participate, and I think when news kind of broke and the picture with the turtle and the straw in his nose and everything, a lot of businesses started to voluntarily step up to the plate.
I'm seeing that. Yeah.
So all we're doing is creating a framework that puts a discount in place for firms, companies that decide to go along with this. So I think it's a good carrot and a stick, not just a stick, especially now that the stick comes with hypothetically a massive fine from the state. So I appreciate what you put together, and I like the flexibility too, which will allow different types of businesses to kind of pick and choose how they want to dive into this program. So just I appreciate your work in coming up with something that I believe is akin to what we described.
Vice Mayor?
Have any examples of a number value of savings that this up to 10% solid waste recycling discount might help local businesses get? Like, that might be a
What
better
that would
way
add
to-
up to?
Right, that might be a
10%.
better way to promote it too. Like if we can say something more like how Geico kind of promotes themselves, like you can save up to 15%. It could be
in
more
15
like
minutes.
you could potentially save up to 5,000. I don't know what the exact number is. I'm just throwing it out there, but maybe not be that much.
Yeah,
but
we
I
could
would
put together
like-
some numbers, some
Yeah, I would like
estimates.
to see some
It depends, of course, on how many bins they're purchasing.
Right, there's lots of factors that come into play. I understand.
we
I just
could do
wanted
an
to
average.
see a number. I think it would also kind of help put this into perspective of how much the
Mhm.
incentive of why we want to do this and why your
Mhm.
business would want to participate in this, because look how much you could potentially
Mhm.
save, not just the 10% number.
Yeah,
It's a very,
got-
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you also for the work you did on this. I appreciate it.
Any other comments? So my comments is that I remember back in 2016 when I asked, can we have the decal program for businesses that recycle to Jeff Livergood? And it didn't go anywhere. So Rebecca, thank you so much for, creating and implementing and starting this green business program, being our sustainability coordinator. I feel that the city of Boynton Beach is a lot better off because you're on board, and I really appreciate all that you're doing here. So I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, seeing none, motion passes unanimously. All right, and I believe we have items 12C and D. So proposed ordinance number 19-011.
An ordinance of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, amending Part 3 Land Development Regulations, Chapter 2 Land Development Processes, Article 1, Section 5, updating the provisions of the city's voluntary green building program, revising the use of revenue collected through the city's green building fee, providing for conflict, severability, codification, and an effective date.
Sorry,
So
everything.
moved.
Hello again.
Yes.
I thought there was something else before.
Nope.
Okay. Rebecca Harvey, Sustainability Coordinator. Okay, shifting gears. All right, so somewhat coincidentally, but also it is connected to my previous presentation, I've been working towards revising our existing green building ordinance. It's related in that this ordinance is both provides specific incentives for certifying green building construction in the city, but it also has a general fund that can be used for sustainability initiatives in our community. So let me describe this to you. The original ordinance was passed in 2011, and it established a City of Boynton Beach Green Building Program, basically through adopting the current at that time International Green Construction Code from 2010, which has since been updated. So the ordinance relating to that it referred specifically to that code is now out of date, one of the reasons for needing to revise it. The ordinance set incentives for green building construction, including expedited permitting and fees and tax incentives. Essentially, the tax incentives that were offered were through the CRA, which I've modified it, as you will see. And then the ordinance it established a green building fee on all construction permits in the city and set up a fund that could be used for specified purposes, which also needed updating. One of them in particular was brought to my attention as inappropriate because it actually was using this, as the ordinance was written, said to use this fund for energy efficiency and green building within city facilities. I've since come to understand, and I believe this is the spirit of the fee that we have, that it should really be distributed out to the community. So that was another reason to revise the existing ordinance. The ordinance was revised very minorly in 2015 just to specify, to remove this specific calculation for the green building fee and incorporate it into the existing building division fee schedule. So that fee is currently 0.05%. 0.05 of 1% of the total construction cost, and it is in our fee schedule, and I haven't changed anything related to that fee. The changes that I have made were, first of all, to eliminate that connection to the old, outdated IGCC code and to make it more general. So again, this relates to my previous presentation in that it's giving them the choice of how they want to certify their green building. So it establishes the standards that a building just needs to be certified by any established sustainable building rating system or national model green building code, including the ones listed there, or another one that's approved by the city. And then secondly, the revisions establish a grant program as a direct financial incentive because we have this fund, and let's give some of it back out in the forms of grants that would be, the dollar amount would be maintained on our website, similar to how we have our Energy Edge rebate program as a program that we have the details on our website in our materials. The grant I'm thinking of being based on level of certification, so from like a bronze to a platinum level for LEED or equivalent would be like $2,500 for bronze up to $10,000 for a platinum level. And then finally, the third major change I made to the ordinance was to clarify and expand the uses of the Green Building and Sustainable Community Fund. I expanded the name to Green Building / Sustainable Community because we now have a sustainability program that is more than just green building. And I believe, and staff believes, that that fund should be used more broadly. So this includes the incentives for the green building certification that I just described, the incentives for energy efficiency, water efficiency, and renewable energy that number 2 there is currently in the ordinance as it is. Then I added expansion of electric vehicle infrastructure because that's something that is a new goal, relatively new compared to when this was written. Bicycle pedestrian facilities or transit options, incentives for private sector recycling, composting, or waste reduction activities. So for example, the Green Business Program, we could potentially give grants to incentivize businesses to stop using the styrofoam and the plastics through this fund. The next one is development of green infrastructure, including canopy trees, living shorelines, green roofs, walls, etc. And the final one is education, training, and outreach to the public and private sectors on various issues related to sustainability. The idea being that this is our overall community sustainability program. Why not use the fund for any of those purposes and have it be consistent with where we are currently with our goals for sustainability in the city. Finally, I made just some minor revisions just to clarify and update the ordinance. We did eliminate the language referencing the CRA after speaking with them and their belief that this is a city program and it shouldn't include incentives from the CRA, which exist separately. And that is it.
Any questions? Can I have a motion to approve? All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
May I have a roll call, please? Yes.
Aye.
Another clap.
Thank you.
Proposed resolution number R19-028, accept the conveyance of vacant lot on Northeast 9th 11th Avenue from the Boynton Beach Community Redevelopment Agency via quitclaim deed.
Second.
Any discussion from the board? Seeing none. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Future agenda items. Because of our March 19th 2019 meeting, do you mind if we move police from that meeting to April, the first meeting in April? I'm talking about 13A.
I wouldn't mind moving police and fire both. I'm just saying, because this was one of my pet peeves, because we're going to have a long night that night. And I think if, I think they're past, let them do it the following.
So let's move police to April.
Police and fire,
Well, fire's in May.
Fire's in May.
We can leave them there.
Yeah, okay.
So would you mind if we moved them to the second meeting in April? We're trying to keep it on the second meeting of each month, so police will be second meeting in April, fire will be second meeting in May.
And then are we going to have the other presentations from other?
The bigger ones, we're going to continue the list on. And it'll be, your next one after May will be July. It'll be every other month. I just haven't got the list together yet.
I think it's because of the March meeting that we're bumping them one further back. I don't think we need to wait till April 19th.
Okay, so just do the first meeting in April? Okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing that is not on the agenda that I'd like to, that we did agree to on March 19th, but I'd also like to put on April, the first meeting in April, is the cornerstone for the Freemasons.
Put that on the next agenda as future agenda, if everybody agrees still.
All right. All right, seeing no more items.
Before we adjourn, I'd like to say to the instructor from Florida Career College, pay attention, please. For all of your students, I think that you should give them an A. Nobody fell asleep listening to us tonight.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All those in favor?